Hello!
Hello, everybody.
It's the agents of Sigmar, and we're back again. Do 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 do. How is everybody out there? How are you, Robin?
I'm not too bad, thank you, Pete. I've had a crazy day,
Crazy.
not helped by Games Workshop sending stuff and putting stuff on the interwebs for us to look at and trying to get on with what I'm meant to be doing. So I've got pretty much nothing done. But I'm very excited. It's a very exciting day. And of course, Warhammer Underworld's out as well. It's a very exciting day to be out in Warhammer Underworld world.
It is. It's Warhammer Underworld Tastic. So we've got
It is.
online tonight. We've got. I suspect we're going to have hardly anybody online tonight because everyone's going to be playing Underworlds online.
It's probably true.
We've got Colin Reitz, we've got Milky Paints, we've got Zach Matthews, we've got Ed Avery, we've got Syntax Arrow, we've got Dead Hands, we've got Marky, we've got Rob, we've got Steve, we've got Rob Watson again. No, it's different Rob. Two Robs, Rob Sharp, Rob Watson, some chap called Robin Brooks and Timothy. Hello everybody up there. How are you all today? Hope you're all having a pleasant one.
Yes, I hope everybody's all doing well and all very excited about Underworld and the avalanche of information that Games Workshop have given us about the new warband. Normally they're very cagey. You
Yeah.
might see two or three cards, and it's up to some sort of data miner to go and steal all the cards off of their website.
I'm still hoping
But
that
they've actually thought, if you can't beat them, join them, and they've put them all out on Facebook.
I'm still hoping that I can't remember Underworld's DB. They usually send us the cards once they mine them out. So I'm still hoping that he does that for me because I don't know when I'm going to get a chance to do it otherwise.
I'm sure he will. Jason's a stand-up guy.
He is. Sometimes he sits down, but yes. Ha ha ha. So, what are people saying in the chat already? Lots of people. Syntax
Red
Arrow
Rose,
spent-
you're not late. You said you're late. We've literally been only going 2 minutes, so you've only missed the intros.
Today is a good day, Dead Hands. It is a good day indeed.
Yes.
Syntax Arrow says spent a good part of his working day refreshing Warhammer community, waiting for previews. Yeah, I didn't know if we were going to get any today. Actually, I was wondering.
As I said at the top, I've been really busy, so I've literally. It was only when somebody said, "Oh, they're all on Warhammer community page." I was like, "Oh yes, the Warhammer community page exists. I probably ought to look at that."
I remember that.
Yes.
And it was, I mean, like you say, in the early days, we'd get an article and we'd get maybe two or three cards, and somebody would have to go away and dig things out, and all that kind of stuff. Now it's like, here you go, here's all of them. Just shut up and leave us alone now. That's
Yeah, I don't know whether they thought they might as well do it before somebody else did it, or I mean, I think it's better this way. We all want it. We all want the information, and what's the point in withholding it? I mean, it's quite nice for us content providers to maybe get a kind of jump on the Saturday because we may have the warbands already. They may have arrived today, and it's nice to do that. But in some ways, as soon as Games Workshop release their stuff, it's kind of redundant anyway. So actually, it saves us. We can get on with playing the game tomorrow.
Yeah, it does. It does save us that hassle. We don't have to worry about. Do we try and get a card review video as well as battle reports and whatnot out? We just concentrate on the bat reps, what you all want to see at home.
Yeah, exactly. And we can crack on tomorrow night as long as I can get the models assembled before tomorrow night. We can crack on and play.
Yes. So talking of cracking on, let's crack on with tonight.
Okay.
So we've got lots and lots of things to talk about. We can't talk about the Nurgle obviously because Nurgle hasn't been released.
No.
And even if people may have copies of it lurking around their living room or dining room or anything, we can't talk about them.
No.
But we can talk about the Ogors, which we will do.
We could talk about them a little bit. There's 3 models. We know there's a wizard.
Yeah, a wizard.
Yeah.
One of them's female. There's another female. We were talking about female characters and
we were.
And if there are enough in Underworlds.
There's another one.
There's another one, but it's only one of 3.
Yeah.
But then I think it was you pointed out the Banshees are all female, so
yes,
that makes up a little.
Yeah, and the rock cat thingy. Yeah, I don't know if that's a gender specific rock cat thingy or not. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. And you won't really want to get close enough to try and find out, really.
No.
The rock cat thingy. I don't know why we didn't just get a Nurgling though. I mean, the cat is a bit freaky, granted.
Yeah.
But it looks like something wearing a face mask because the face doesn't really seem to fit with the body for me, and I don't know why we didn't just get another Nurgling because there's like 30 limited edition little different Nurglings in different sets, like the fabulous one, the one carrying stuff, the one with the grenades. It's all one dancing. This brilliant little Nurglings. They could have done something like that, surely.
Yeah,
But
yeah, absolutely. Steve Keats pointed out the DOK would all be female.
yeah, although one of them will be slightly
One
snaky.
assumes. Have you seen, just going back to the Rock Cat, have you seen the Aman, I think it was Aman on Facebook, has changed, you know, the meme with the woman shouting and then the cat just looking. He's photoshopped it with the Nurgling thing, the Rock Cat on the cat. That's pretty funny. That made me laugh.
I like that.
Oh, so sad to miss you, VJ. VJ's got to head off.
Oh,
It's always great to have him on.
you can catch us up later.
Yep.
I always do love having people from all over the world watching us, because we do have people from all over the world watching us quite often, which always throws me when people sit there going, I'm having my breakfast, and you're sitting there going, but it's 10 o'clock at night. I don't understand.
Time zones are difficult things to understand, aren't they, Pete?
Yeah.
I mean, maybe where they are, the Nurgle band's already been released, and we can talk about it.
Oh no, I don't think that's how it works. Anyway, so what have we got tonight? We've got Warhammer Underworlds Online, which we're going to talk about a bit. We're probably not going to play that tonight because we're still waiting to see if we can get some keys for it or some access for that one. So we'll have to do another game night, another night for that. But we will talk about it a bit. We've got some questions from our Patreon supporters as always. And we've got the Ogor cards, which everyone's got access to, and we'll have a chat about it a bit, and we'll give our tuppenny worth on those as well.
Yeah, if you haven't seen them yet, and I assume all of you have, but if you haven't seen them yet, they are all on the Warhammer Underworld's Facebook page.
Yep.
Officially, not leaked or nothing. All there.
Not cheating or anything.
No.
I would try and link it. I don't know if it'll work. Let me see if I can post a link in the live stream chat for anybody. That's not it. Ignore that link. That's just the YouTube link. That didn't work at all. Rubbish. Anyway, it's on there somewhere. I'm sure somebody much more clever than I will link that. All I've done is just linked you to the YouTube video you're already watching, which is no good to anyone.
It's like Inception.
So Rob Watson did ask, are we anticipating receiving keys for Underworlds Online? And yeah, like you just said, Robin.
Hoping so. Not that you really care about this, but we were obviously on the beta testing thing, and we were talking to them. But I messaged Nick today, and he said they're dealing with the PR company. So I've emailed them, but they had also contacted, well, not exactly me, but they contacted Geek Dad, who I also write for, about getting a review as well, and it was the same company. So I've kind of said, well, look, can I have a key for Pete and me for Agents of Sigmar, and I'll also do a written review on Geek Dad. So hopefully we will get one. I don't know. If not, well, I guess we'll have to shell out some actual money.
It's pretty cheap though. I was quite surprised. It's only like £24. I was expecting.
Yeah,
it
is pretty cheap. So I mean, if we had to shell out, it wouldn't be the end of the world. But it is nice to get that perk, especially as I will probably write it up on Geek Dad anyway. So.
Ed points out that Robin has a spanner next to his username.
I do, yeah.
That's because he's a spanner.
That's because I'm a spanner.
Someone did comment earlier up. Steve Keane did say that the worm spat were exactly what he was hoping for in terms of models. I agree. They are.
I really like them. So I saw somebody moaning about them.
Yeah, I saw that.
I thought they're really very good.
Yeah, I mean, each to their own. Everybody's got their own preferences, and he was hoping for the more jovial looking kind of ones. I think that they've been doing a lot of in AOS recently, but I prefer these ones. The fighter models go back to the sort of Blight King style, and especially the one with the spear really brings me back to like the 80s, early 90s Champions of Chaos models, things like that, which I really do like.
Yeah. I mean, I just think they're really nice. They've always done good Nurgle models, I think, and certainly the recent lot have been good. Even the 40k ones were good.
We've been told to check our Discord.
Hello, Warhammer Underworlds Online.
We're being followed by Warhammer Underworlds Online. They're watching us. Oh my god!
Check the Discord.
Might have some keys, Robin.
Cool. My Discord never sends me notifications.
No, mine does neither, which is really annoying. But Cal from Steel Sky may have sent us some keys. So thank you very much, Warhammer Underworlds Online.
They're just trolling us. It's just like a great big fat Moloch.
The viruses.
Get there, it's just Moloch sitting there. Talking of Moloch, is he dead? What do we think?
Do we think the Ogor is a Moloch killer?
I can't see any circumstances where I would play Moloch when I could play the Man Trappers.
Well,
I haven't looked at the Man Trappers in depth, obviously, but they're just far more interesting, mainly because you've got a warband of other things that do stuff.
Yeah, and you rely on the other things along with Hrothgorn. I mean, he's got his things which are quite cool. The trap
Mm.
launcher's funky, being able to pull people back into you, which we totally called, by the way, without any prior knowledge of. But you've got Bushwhacker to put that trap there, which does 2 damage. That's pretty
Yeah,
wow.
yeah,
And so I love that. I love the fact that the other one, Quiv, it's a slightly questionable name, Quiv, allows you to re-roll a dice if you stand next to him. So again, you've got that synergy between them there, and then you've got Luggett and Thwack. I just love those two as well. They're quite
yes.
funky.
Yeah, I like those too. But I think it's going to be interesting. There's going to be a lot of people surrounding Frogthorn because he's got to kill people with adjacent them to inspire, and then you want to keep people close to him to get the benefit of things. I think it's going to be a jam-packed board, and then you can thwack. Well, it's thwack obviously, but you can put that new sudden growth type card on him as well. Just
Yeah,
stand him in the middle,
yeah, yeah.
shooting stuff with the trap or whatever.
I do think that quite often, with Hrothgorn and the trap thing, obviously you can use it more than once with Bushwhacker, but I think it's almost going to be a case of Bushwhacker is going to run in, drop that trap right at the foot of some tasty target, and then the next attack in is going to be Hrothgorn with the trap launcher,
Probably.
doing that 4 damage attack from range 3. I mean, how many other people have got a range 3 4 damage attack? That's pretty painful.
Mm.
Not that the attack's 4 damage, it's 4 damage once you include the trap damage.
Yeah, if you
goes,
get it
"Not
next to
4."
somebody. Yeah.
And Hrothgorn's pretty tasty in his own right. 6 wounds, 2 shields when he's inspired.
Yeah, I wouldn't fancy playing him with ready for action.
I also love the fact that I have only just read this, but each enemy fighter is a quarry.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's really cool, isn't
I've
it?
only just noticed that, and that's terrifying.
And there's that new objective that marries up with. There's a new objective for killing 3 people,
Yeah.
and one quarry, or possibly 2 people and 1 quarry, which I kind of on the face of it isn't that easy. But if you automatically make everyone a quarry, then basically if you get the requisite number of kills, then you know that's it. It's 2 glory, I think it is.
Yeah.
Frogthorn versus Moloch soon, please. Interesting. Yeah, we could try that. It'd be an interesting matchup to do.
I reckon that. I don't know. I
think
reckon that Hrothgorn's got Moloch's number.
Rothgorn. Yeah, you're probably right. I think that Moloch is probably still easier to play. I reckon there's some mileage in me screwing up playing Rothgorn a number of times on camera before I get it right. I can see putting the Roblars in the wrong place and getting them killed, and then all go horribly wrong.
I think one of the key things you want to do is you're going to want to distract Quiv away from Hrothgorn, because you don't want him to get that re-roll.
No.
And, I think you're going to always want to play Martyred with Bushwhacker. Run him in, put the trap down. You're going to die now, but I'm going to get a glory from that. So
they're quite soft. I mean, they're quite very easy to kill, aren't they? The Noblars.
Well, once they inspire, I mean, they're double dodge.
I think that's going to be the rub. And I don't know. I haven't really spent a lot of time looking at them yet. Don't know how easy they will be to inspire, because nobody's going to come close.
No one's going to deliberately go up to an ogre.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to see whether they have when first used to play Moloch, just try and keep away.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see whether that continues.
I mean, he still hits like a truck, though.
Well, he does.
Inspired, it's 3 hammers, 3 damage.
That's pretty. Yeah.
It's pretty terrifying. And 2
That's
shields
probably better than Moloch, isn't it? Because Moloch's only 2 hammers, isn't he?
Yeah, even when inspired, I think.
So 3. I'd rather have 3 hammers, 3 damage. It's much easier to get damage on things.
Yeah, God,
than
yeah, with great
than it is
strength,
to get accuracy.
great strength, and the sting of the Ogre, you could be doing 5 damage. Not that you need to, really. 4 damage is nearly enough to see most people off. And none of the other goblins are particularly impressive, but they're not there to be impressive. Luggett and Thwack. I do like the fact that they have that push the target thing.
Yeah.
Which could be quite useful. Although I'm trying to work out, because it's not a knockback, so it doesn't have to be away from them.
No, it can be in any direction.
Sideways, so you haven't got to try. You haven't got to worry about.
I guess that's to help you pull them into the trap. Oh, the Battlecast are here. Hello, Battlecast.
Oh my god, everyone's online!
Everybody's in tonight.
I saw the Battlecast played a game earlier of Warhammer Underworlds
Did they get a
Online.
game in? Excellent.
I do believe you won that game, didn't you, sir? You were playing Sepulchral Guard, represent. Just reading up on the comments. We need to get our timing right on this. If you're reading the comments, I'll talk. And if I'm reading the comments, you talk. So I'm going to let you read the comments and I'm going to talk.
Okay.
I'm really looking forward to playing Warhammer Underworlds Online soon. There was a little bit of me. My friend at work today said, when I was telling him what was going on, he said, I'm surprised you haven't taken a day off work just so you can play the game on Wednesday. I thought, I wish I'd done that now. But the other problem would have been that there might not be anybody to play at that time of day online. So you end up just sitting there waiting.
Oh, there's people on the world online all the time. That's how the world works.
So
Gareth thinks.
Oh,
sorry.
Go for it.
Gareth thinks that taking the Nobblers out, well, this warband will struggle because it's all gimmicks, which is an interesting thing. That's what I fear. I fear that I could easily lose my Nobblers, which is a thing we all fear. And then everything goes south. Then doesn't it? Really, once you've lost your Nobblers, I think I'm done. I'm going to go.
So I have been told by Cal at Steel Sky, if we give him a bit of a heads up when we're going to talk about Warhammer Underworlds Online, he'll try and tune back in to answer any questions if there are any.
Oh, cool.
So maybe if we give him a 10-minute time, and then we will we'll do some Underworlds Online chat, and then hopefully if he's around he can answer any questions people might have if we can't answer them, or both really.
Excellent. Okay, so should we focus on Nobblers then for the moment?
Yeah, focus on your Nobblers. Stand up.
Yep. Yep. I'm just thinking about my Nobblers now. I don't know what to say.
That makes two of us. So I mean I like the warband overall has enough going for it for me that it's just going to be entertaining to play at least. If nothing else.
I think so.
Because the problem with Mollog was it was just all Mollog. You didn't bother about any of the squigs really, so yeah, why would you? But these guys they've got Thrafnir, the hunter, the cat. Sorry, not the hunter. He's not bad. He's 2 dodges to start with and 5 hex moves. So you're going to be able to score that objective where it's moved 5 hexes away from where you start on a charge, that kind of thing. And when he's in, sorry.
So it's interesting that Luggett and Thwack get +1 dice if there are fewer than 2 wound tokens on this fighter card.
Once they've got 2 wound tokens, one of them's dead. It's just Luggett or Thwack left.
Yeah, which is interesting. And also, I haven't looked at them all, but there's a few reactions, aren't there, on this? Or they've got a reaction, and that'll interfere with some things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there'll be the dog attacks, or I don't know if it'll interfere with the dog.
Yeah, no, that won't interfere because it's their attack action, isn't it?
Thrafnir is pretty nice as well because when he's inspired, he can reroll 1 attack dice, so he effectively gets awakened weapon built in when he inspires, and he rolls 3 swords, 2 damage with cleave. So that's Thrafnir.
The cat, yeah,
the cat.
yeah.
That's
Thrafnir, yeah. He's pretty tasty actually.
That's what I like. There's lots of different things going on with them. So there's.
Yeah, the animals are normally crap, actually, aren't they?
Yeah,
but he's actually. I wouldn't want to meet him on a dark night.
I think he's. I think this is that thing of. He's actually quite a big model because the ogre's not as big as like Mollog, which is a bit strange. But the cat model is quite big in comparison to the ogre because I think someone pointed out that the Nurgle caster is almost as big as the ogre.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
I don't know if that means that the Nurgles are huge or the ogre's smaller, but I mean, I didn't like the dimensions of Mollog, if I'm honest. So, mind you, I wasn't a fan of Mollog, full stop, if I'm honest. So, but everybody knows my feelings on Mollog, so we're not gonna go to that.
No, you're not going to worry about your Mollogs now. You've got your Noblars. That's what you're going to say.
Exactly. So I think maybe we should try and answer a few quick questions because we have
good idea.
Questions. Somebody asked us what the new card type will be. We obviously can't answer that because we know, so we'll have to come back to that at some point. Someone's asked what we'll hope for in the new Nurgle warband. We can't really answer that one either because we know what it is now, and it answers all of our wildest dreams. So let's keep crashing down the list. Again, and another question was what we hope for the new warbands. Can't really tell you now because we know what they are.
Cycle cars, Martin said.
Pardon,
I'm
bless you.
intrigued. Martin says cycle cards on the
What's a cycle card? Is that a
well, that's
phrase
what
for something else?
the new thing is. And Martin, where have you heard that from?
Not that we're saying it's true or not.
I like this.
What is a cycle card? That feels like it's a Magic the Gathering kind of reference
Discord.
or something.
Martin's the cycle card is the new Nurgle mechanic. I can confirm that is what it is.
Okay. So which Discord was that on?
I'm not saying I haven't had
Just
time
for
to
the
read
lawyers
Discord
listening.
today, but yeah, yeah. So I'm going to quickly go over it then, since people seem to know. I don't think it's spoiling too much if they're going to read it tomorrow. Basically, I'm not going to say what the cards are, but what they do is a new type of keyword on a few ploys. I think there's 5 in the Nurgle specific deck, and they have the keyword cycle, and they're quite strong ploys, and they last for longer than just straight away. But you can only play one at a time, and if you play another one, then it knocks out the previous one.
And it kind of
there is an objective which if you play a certain number in a turn, then you get glory.
And I think we said before, or one of us mentioned, it might have been me, mentioned that it's a bit like in AOS Nurgle, they have that cycle of death and growth and stuff, and
cycle of corruption. Steve just said.
Yeah, it's that kind of thing. So I think it's going to follow on a similar kind of theme to that, which could.
I have to say, having looked at the Warband cards again, I haven't had much time to really look at them. They feel very Nurgly. Thematically, I think they're really good. Sometimes the Warbands don't necessarily. Not quite sure what the theme's meant to be. With the Nurgle one, it really comes through. But again, Nurgle along with Khorne are probably kind of the sort of 2 most thematically strong things they do, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's not really, putrefaction is everything kind of thing.
Cool. So one of the questions we get asked is, do we know what control play is, and can we explain it to them? Because they still don't get it after 2 years in. Now I think control play. You
need to get onto Steel City Underworlds.
Yeah, that's true.
for
ask them,
explanation.
But basically, from what I can gather, control play is a warband on a deck that will literally control the placement of models, and it'll help you maneuver your warband and their warband such that you're not necessarily going for just objective play or just offensive play. You're concentrating on controlling the board where they are, where you are, so that you can score your cards easier and stop them scoring theirs as easy. So things like distraction, I always forget the card name, Restless Prize, sidestep, confusion, 2 steps forward, lots of movie abouty kind of cards, and things like transfixing stare to stop your opponent being able to do anything for a round. All those kind of things help.
Yeah, it seems to. I feel like it doesn't quite apply for Warhammer Underworlds as well, because there's a sort of visual, and I'm turning my hand down here, because there's a kind of visual component to the game, and a physical one of smashing models together to kill them, or even moving them onto objectives. Then it feels like control, which is kind of more about keeping you apart and, like you say, controlling everything in the game. It doesn't feel like the game lends itself so well to it. But I think that's probably currently, as the meta stands, I think it's quite hard. It's very hard to control the meta when there's control meta when there's warbands that can move multiple people at the same time for an activation, which you can do almost nothing about. I think it's almost, apart from killing him, it's almost impossible to stop Marklav doing his stuff.
Yeah. I mean, things like the Thorns are a great example of a controlling warband, in that you can move all your people around really easily in a single activation, and then with a few push ploys you can be exactly where you want to be without really having to try at all. And the Queen has the teleporty move, so she can bounce around. I think Eyes can be a bit controlling as well, because they've got a few movement ploys and stuff as well, which can be quite handy in that situation.
Somebody's asked how many Urgrub upgrades new warbands are going to have included with them.
I don't know if one got.
Have they spoiled one yet?
I'm just looking through the Ogre cards now to see if there is an Urgrub card.
Because there isn't. The answer's 1.
So if there might be in the Ogre one. It
might be 2.
I can't. I'm just looking.
Oh yeah, the Mandible is the only one I've seen, but I haven't been through the universals of the Nurgle warband yet. I haven't had time, so my suspicion is there'll be one in there, but I haven't been through it. So the Mandible is the one I've seen. I've only just remembered. I just remembered that I had opened the universals. I've opened the other 3 packs, but I haven't opened the universals of the Nurgle card.
Just found a neutral card, or a non-warband specific one, which is called Terrifying Aura. In this fight, cannot be a quarry, is not and cannot be a quarry. In addition, opponents cannot re-roll dice. Blah blah blah. Like, immediately, people are going to be saying, "Well, what happens if I've got the Ogor and I give this to somebody? Can they be a quarry or can't they?"
He's not a quarry.
No. I mean, if you face the Ogor, he makes everybody a quarry. But what happens if you then give Terrifying Aura to someone? Because his card says that everyone's a quarry, and that card says that they cannot be a quarry.
Well, then there's your answer. There's your answer.
That's immediately going to be a FAQ requirement there, I think. And yes, the mandible.
I think they won't be a quarry. But anyway,
there is a mandible.
It's like the inspired thing. Cannot be inspired.
I think so. But people will ask. There is the Mandible of the Grub, which is a reaction after this fight. A successful range 1 attack, heal 1 on this fighter. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's very nice.
Good for the big guys.
Yeah, especially if you can get multiple attacks.
Not so great for gits.
Less so. Wild Form looks brilliant.
And Matt just 185, and that's presumably while watching us at the same time, Matt. You really can multitask.
Good work. Just 1 against guard. Who were you, Matt? Who were you playing? Were you Oryx? I think you were playing Oryx earlier.
Yeah, you had Oberyn the Bold as an Oryx. Quite funny.
Oh, there was that picture posted up, wasn't there?
Yeah.
So, another question we got asked. Just trying to find one. What was your first experience of Warhammer?
Well, back in the day.
Many moons ago.
Do you want us to do this first, Pete?
Well, mine was really easy. It was in the late 80s. I went to the store down in Brighton with my cousin and several family. I'm not even sure why we ended up in there. No, I lie. It was before that. It was Battle Masters. I got Battle Masters for Christmas once, and I think we'd either already played or were also playing Space Crusade Hero Quest around that time, and I got Battle Masters, and it was the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
It had a massive mat that you could only play on the floor because it was like 4 foot square, and it was brilliant. It's the best thing ever. Best Christmas.
Floor hammer. I had a bit of floor hammer in my time.
And what was yours?
Well,
a bit earlier.
It's a good question. Yeah, about 1984, I think. I bought some Lord of the Rings miniatures, the Citadel ones, the original ones that they did way back when. They did some, and then I bought those, but I didn't play Warhammer with them. Then, eventually, a friend of mine introduced me to it. He said, he knew it. I had the miniatures. We used to role play together, kinda. It wasn't very good role play. And he introduced me to Warhammer, and then I picked up a copy in Winchester on the way to the Isle of Wight. Dead Hands was born in '84. That's quite funny. Yeah. Ed wasn't even born in '84. So yeah, there we go. So that's when it was. I bought Warhammer 2nd in Winchester as we were driving from Birmingham to the Isle of Wight. Steve Keane had those Lord of the Rings minis Fellowship box. I think. Well, I don't know how old you are, Steve. There was a Fellowship box, but I don't remember them being in a box. The ones I had were blister packs. The first one I bought was a Nurgle and a Warg Goblin. I was quite excited when Rippers came out because they were one of my very first miniatures, and my dad painted them for me with Humbrol enamels. Because in 1984 I was 11.
So there was no detail left.
Yeah, well, it was pretty good actually, because my dad. I was talking to this about the other day. My dad used to collect Napoleonic war figures. So he had, up in the loft, which is probably how I really got into wargaming, up in the loft he had boxes and boxes, shoe boxes of, I guess they were 25mm, something like that, 25mm Napoleonic war figures, hundreds and hundreds of cavalry. I can't remember what types, French and English and Prussian cavalry, boxes and cannon. In fact, I ended up commandeering the cannon for my Empire army.
Nice.
So,
modelling for advantage, eh?
Say again?
I said modelling for advantage because they would have been smaller. So
I really did quite badly because I did well. I cheated badly because I did use sometimes when I had big armies of cavalry. I did use my dad's models, and they were on tiny bases
Cheat.
because
Stinking cheat.
didn't mean to cheat, but we go, like, all
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
get
yeah.
like 15 on you, and you can only get 2, ha ha, kind of thing, without even really realizing that actually that was just cheating.
Just cheating. Just see,
I don't look my
viewers.
age.
Even back then, Robin was just a horrific cheat.
I did, yeah.
So we may or
I
may not.
did. I definitely went through. I don't know if the rest of you are the same. Probably not. I did go through a stage. I don't think I cheated. I definitely gained for advantage, and I definitely wanted to win. I was definitely a bit of a win at all costs teenager because I just, I wanted to win.
You need to lean the other way a bit because you're disappearing off the camera. So we may now have Warhammer Underworlds Online.
Oh,
May be online because we've given them 10 minutes. So they might be around.
okay.
They might shout out in the chat. So if anybody's got any questions about Warhammer Underworlds, we'll try and go over that for the next 10 or so minutes just to see if anybody's got any questions they've got about it off, and we'll just discuss our thoughts and feelings about it and all that kind of stuff as well, just in case Cal's around and he wants to, if you've got any questions you want to actually hear maybe a more official answer on. So
Yes.
So the game is £24 on Steam. You can get that now. It is the beta version, so there might still be some bugs, and if you do spot them, you can go and report them on Discord.
So they are very much encouraged to do that. Oh, they are here. They are here.
Excellent.
Hello.
So there you go. Any official questions, do shout them out in the chat as well. There are 4 warbands: Sepulchral Guard, Oryx, Stormcast, and Ogors. I'm a little disappointed that you didn't do Garrix, frankly. But yeah, there we go. You do only get 4 warbands, and Black Swan has said, why is it so expensive? But it's £24. I don't think it's that expensive for 4 warbands. If I'm honest, I don't know what the cost will be for new warbands when they come out. But I mean, for £24, I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, it's a good price.
You can play all of them. You haven't got to unlock any of them. You can play all of them. Obviously, you get the cards, so you can build. There's not all the cards in it yet, but there's a lot of them in there, and you can build some fairly decent decks, and you'll have lots of different options there. So you'll just be able to build loads of different warbands and be able to play with loads of different stuff. So I reckon you'll get a hell of a lot of entertainment out of that for that money.
Yes.
Well, yeah, if you've got twins who just had a birthday, it's a bit expensive. Yeah. We're not all in the same position there, I will say that much.
No. Yeah, twins. Take my hat off to you.
Yeah, that's some hard yards there. So if anybody does have any other questions for Underworlds, do shout. Syntax Error has asked, online, are you planning doing a season pass type thing for Warband expansions? I'm not sure what that means. Season pass. You might have to explain a bit more. I don't follow what that means, but they might understand, and I'm just being old and diffy.
I think you're being old, isn't it? Yeah. Where you basically buy the money, and as they come out, you get them.
Oh, it might be. I mean, if they do that, I'll be all over that. I think. Blackthorn is getting it for Valentine's Day. That's the best Valentine's Day.
Yes, that's cool. That's cool.
That's not bad. I can't remember if there's an offline mode or a solo player mode. I think you can play against the AI still. So.
Hey, apparently I was right. Woohoo!
Boom, boom.
I'm still down with the youth. I might be 46. I might have bought Games Workshop figures in 1983 or whatever it was, but I'm still down with the youth.
Rob Watson asked, are there any noticeable obvious changes from the closed betas before Christmas? I don't think there's masses. They've definitely done a lot of polishing and a lot of bug fixing since then, so it definitely plays a lot smoother.
In terms of pricing, we're going to be adding more universal cards for free, and early access does have exclusive content in the form of skins. Now, I haven't downloaded my copy yet, but I am really excited when one of our patrons on our Discord mentioned that there were different colour skins. Yeah, the Ambles of Heldenhammer. I got very excited about that. But in my eyes, they're all Bretonians anyway. But
yeah, do you do a Bretonian skin?
And Ed thinks it feels slicker than the beta, so I can't comment yet because I've not played. But I really enjoyed the beta. I was terrible. I probably should have realised that I was going to do badly at the Grand Clash. But I am a bit of a duffer when it comes to computer games. So occasionally I'd use the interface wrong and not quite charge in the wrong direction, but getting there. I forget to claim objective cards, or accidentally say I didn't want to use them, and so.
Yeah, I had a few moments where I was like, I've done something and now I don't know how to not do that thing.
Yeah.
And now I'm just going to have to go through with it because I'm too stupid to. And plus, because I'm a bloke, I didn't go through the user guide journey sort of how-to thing, which if I'd done, I probably would then have no problem.
You didn't read the instructions?
No, strangely that. I just crashed straight into it. So
funny that.
If I hadn't, then if I had done that, maybe I wouldn't have made some of the mistakes.
Future warbands will be paid DLC, but we are planning for them to be fairly priced. Well, that's good. Yeah, I think I'm looking forward to seeing it. So, who's next? Actually, it's quite funny. I am a typical Warhammer fan in that sense. Kind of like, oh, great, we've got something new. What's coming next?
yeah. There's immediate. I know this is brilliant, but I now want to know about the other things that you're doing, and the people who've brought you this beautifully crafted, with extra love and care. They've gone, look at this thing, yeah, brilliant, but what's next?
Exactly.
I just made this.
I've seen the Oryx, I've seen the Sepulchral Guard, what's next?
You're like, well, but I've just done this for you. I don't care now. Next thing.
Fingers crossed for Thornton. I assume it's going to be Shadespire first. It'd be interesting, are you going to change anything? Can we ask that question, will anything change? Because the Chosen Axes, bless them, they think they've always been at the bottom of the meta, and they could do with a bit of a buff. But I don't know whether you've got the license to.
Controversial.
License is the wrong word. They don't specifically mean the license, but whether you've got license to make it a little better. And I'm intrigued to know. As somebody's just asked, I've lost it now. Is it going to follow far lists and rotations? Because we need to know whether ready for action is going to be in the game, and if it is going to be in the game, whether it's going to have a jingle when you play it. We definitely need to know that. Exactly. Universal cards will not be released with warbands like the tabletop version. Interesting.
I think we're going to get a lot more of the universals up front, and the warbands will just be with the warband specific cards, which is kind of how GW should have done it in some ways. But
I think so. I guess it's a different way of purchasing stuff, isn't it? They wanted to make sure you bought all in.
Yeah.
They're moving away from that slightly now. Less universals in the physical game.
And when you consider it, you bought the regular Nightfall game.
Oh, you cannot disclose any future warbands at the moment. Future warbands, not angels.
Excellent. I'm not sure that's what he meant. Necrons? No, that's not what he meant. Eldar. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. You've ruined my process.
Sorry.
You've ruined my flow. It's gone now. You've ruined it all, Robin. Ruined it.
Far lists, rotations.
So I was saying, when you bought the game originally, you got 2 warbands. You got the warband specific cards, and then you got maybe about a dozen other universal cards, and that was like £40. In this version, £25, you're getting 4 warbands, all the warband specific cards, and a whole bunch of universals up front. That's
and more universals coming in for free.
Exactly, yeah. So I think I know we've already said that actually it's not a bad price, and people aren't unhappy with it at all, but it's just even better. So yeah. Matt Collins says so there will be warbands, so games up. They might as well say which ones they are now. Warbands have been confirmed.
Can you ask the question about the restricted list and the banned list? Are those cards going to be a feature? Will there be restricted cards?
Will you be able to do that though? Because obviously it's only Shadespire right now. I mean, the far list for Shadespire didn't come in until I don't know when. So,
but exactly. So we'll be following the online competitive meta quite closely. So when we drop Universe card, we hope that they will be game changing. Cool. Okay. Well, that'd be interesting.
Sure.
And can we use our jingle for Ready for Action? Can you confirm that?
Yeah.
So it'll be immortalised until it's restricted or banned.
An audio sample of Ready for Action, because we can make that happen. It's not a problem.
Yeah, we would tell everybody how brilliant your game was if you did that.
To be fair, we're going to do that anyway. But,
we are. Yeah.
It's just a little extra incentive, just to sweeten the deal.
Oh, I won't ask anymore.
So if anybody else has got any questions, I'm assuming that we've got Cal online, and it's Cal that's answering questions. But if anybody's got anything else they want to ask Cal, do shout now. Otherwise, we might pop on some other stuff for now.
I want to know what is the Steel Skies Studios' favourite warband? Who wins? Which warband wins? Who wins the most games?
Well, you asked 2 questions there. Oh yeah, which warband?
So I've changed the question halfway through. Yes, who wins the most behind the scenes? Which of the team is best at the game? That's probably fairer than asking which is their favourite.
Well, I mean, it's not their children, so they can pick up. They can pick on favourites if they like. I think anyway. So
Yeah, but they're all good, won't they?
yeah, they are. Blackswan did say, is multiplayer a random match, or do you have to have friends with the game? I'm not sure that you can find other people yet. If you can make the jingle happen, go ahead. I am just going to have a little audio file so that when we're streaming games and one of us plays Ready for Action, I'm just going to play that little
Yeah.
jingle.
Have you got that already? Have you not got one of those yet?
Not quite. I need a big red
Can't make
button.
that. Can't make that happen now. Okay.
And I definitely will be looking forward to us streaming some games of this soon. I definitely want to get some games there in, whether it's against each other, whether we do some random, just
crazy
random.
beginning of the year, but I always say it's hopefully settling down. It never does, but hopefully it's settling down so I can actually sit at the computer and play some of this lovely Warhammer Underworlds Online, because I'm really looking forward to playing the Ogors again when they might be viable.
So Steve123 does say that he hopes the game follows the tabletop version. The main purpose of him buying it is practice for the Grand Clash. You might struggle a little because it's 2 seasons behind.
Oh, okay.
Because it's only Shadespire. You haven't got any Nurgle or any Beastgrave in there, so you might struggle being able to practice for Grand Clashes.
I guess you practice your tactics, positioning, but everything's so different.
Yeah.
So many more warbands. The game's much quicker now. There's so much more movement in the game. It's quite a different game, I think. Did you notice that they're in love with the Skellies?
Yeah.
Pete. So
good taste.
Yeah.
I mean, I love my Sepulchral Guard.
Pete's first love was a skeleton. Second love was a rat. Is that right? Did I get that right?
Yeah, about that. I don't know. Garrick also has a little soft place in my heart. But yes, I do love Sepulchral Guard. Just suck with them. Although I played somebody else in the game during the beta, and we both had Sepulchral Guard, and I lost quite badly, and he did very, very well. He played Sepulchral Guard how you meant to play them, and I did not.
Syntax error missed Shadespire, so it'd be nice to have a go at some of the older warbands. Yeah, I think it's a really nice way to get into the game. I hope there's lots of crossover actually between people playing tabletop. I think obviously that people will go that way, but I hope people who find it online will then come into playing the game physically, so to speak, because it's a really nice game to play on the tabletop and on the computer.
Yep, and they've also confirmed that playing against friends will be coming during early access. One of their priorities. Awesome. We need that. We need that in soon because I only play against Pete. But as I said, he just needs some friends now. Yay! Oh. So, I mean, it's nice to just go on and play against random people. But obviously, if we're going to stream some games against each other, then it'll make our lives easier.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for answering all the questions.
Yes,
that's been awesome. Frankly, I didn't know we were going to be able to have one of you online to answer some of them during the thing. I guess you guys are probably full ready mode, online mode right now because you just hit the internets. So
yes, you're probably exhausted right now as well. I imagine. It's been a tough few days in the build-up, and probably more to come. With people exciting and getting on it and finding things that are wrong because that's what people are like. Yeah. But just making the game as good as possible.
I had a very very in-depth. This isn't related to Underworlds at all, really, but I had a very very poignant moment recently where I realised, because I'm a tester and I constantly tell developers how much they've got wrong in their code, and I kind of realised recently it's just not very nice for them because they spend ages doing it, and then I just come along and go, that's rubbish, that's crap, you need to change that, don't like this at all. And I realised I need to be more understanding with my devs. I need to encourage them as well, and Warhammer Underworlds, I have nothing but encouragement for you. Even if there are bugs, it just adds to the charm of the whole thing.
If it's any consolation, it's exactly the same when you sat across the other side of the table from him and you haven't got your microphone in the right place, or you haven't put your counter in the right part of the table.
Thank you. We do hope to have a good stream. Hopefully we'll be able to get online soon with it and play some games in the coming days. Really looking forward to playing that one. Thank you for coming online.
Yeah, thank you.
And yes, I am picky with Robin even when he is just sitting across the table from me. But I like to think I do it like your wife when I sit there and go, would you like to move your microphone nearer? No.
Yeah, you do put it like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, he's both, Ed.
Yeah, a little bit of both. Little bit of both. So what other things have we got to? What other questions did we get asked? Will we be seeing a dice tray with the Age of Sigmar logo in the future? Maybe.
Yes, yes. Okay, quick show of hands. Don't know how you do that on here, but quick show of hands. Who would be interested in a Agents of Sigmar dice tray? I have been talking to people, and it's gonna happen. So
whether you want it or not.
so I'm interested to see. Well, if nobody wants it, I won't bother. But yeah, it's gonna happen.
We might be able to do it in a similar way to like we have Teespring, where we've got the logo and the things set up, and then we can go there
already.
and buy it.
Hey.
4, 5, wow. All you people are awesome.
Brilliant, lovely, that's awesome. Yeah, it's going to be through a company based in Sheffield somewhere. They're basically going to print them and sell them through their website. But they did ask me a rough idea of how many people might be interested. So that's looking pretty good. so yeah. So I said if we get 20, I'll be amazed. I said. So
I mean, just that very brief, quick segment there. We've already got, I think, nearly 10 people. So that's amazing.
Yes, it's going to happen. I don't quite know when, but
it'll be in the works. Do you have your dice tray nearby so they can see it?
It's in the garage, I'm afraid, and it's going to be different to that, isn't it? Because we're going to use a new fiery logo.
Oh yeah. Well, yes. I mean, that'll be the next question: is do people want the classic black and white logo, or do they want the fiery, burny logo?
I feel like, not that I wish to just discuss strategy in front of everybody, but I feel like the burny logo is the way to go.
I think you might be right,
because that's going to be our new kind of face of Age of Sigmar, or not face.
Yeah, it's our new updated 2.0 logo. So.
Dark Croc agrees. He said the fiery one.
Yeah, I think it's going to look cooler.
Yeah.
We're also going to need to add more black T-shirts and hoodies into the store with the fiery logo on as well.
Yeah, well, that's later in the year, perhaps.
Yeah.
Give us fire.
Fire.
So, whichever one stops the dice with the crits popping up, pointing up.
Well,
I'll settle for your faces. Well, actually, we are working on some art as well, Ed. We have somebody working on some art for us, which will have our faces on it. So maybe that could happen. Maybe there could be a choice.
I'm interested to see what they look like. I think we'll have to use those in a lot of our stuff.
I'm hoping they're good. It's my brother-in-law's offered to. He knows somebody who does portraits, and he's offered to do them, or Warhammer style portraits. He's offered to do them for my birthday. So yeah, we're going to get those soon.
It's great. I get a picture of me, and it's your birthday, and I still get a picture.
Yeah. That's all I ever wanted for my birthday is a picture of you, Pete.
Said nobody.
How's it go? What's the picture face? There it is.
Hey.
As soon as there's a camera, he thinks he's Brian Blessed.
Brian has got a beard.
Will it make a whoosh sound when you roll the dice? I'll have to ask whether they can add that in.
We can get little USB little micro speaker thing. It'll just play that on loop. How long would that take to get annoying?
And another thing we are working on, I can't say anything about this at all yet, really, because there's nothing to say. We are working on an agents social event one Saturday at some point, probably in London. And hopefully we're going to sort that out too. So again, if people are interested in that, do give us a little wave, because I quite enjoy being waved at. So that's something that's hopefully coming. That's far less certain than the dice tray.
Yes, the dice trays are guaranteed.
But it would be great. I think we're looking at running an informal tournament with. I think Martin gave some good ideas on YouTube last week of fun ways to run it and fun events. So we just want to basically get as many people together in one place as we can, and play some chilled out Underworlds.
And it wouldn't be uber competitive. So hopefully nobody like me, is all nervous to hell, because we'll try and have lots of fun. All that.
I mean, I think if it wasn't a 4-hour drive away, it wasn't a 4-hour drive away. Okay, well, that's a shame.
Maybe it's an all-day thing. Come down and stay the night before. Just maybe.
Yeah. Well, if it happens, we'll get details out as soon as we can.
Yeah.
And people can make a decision whether they'd like to come along. But hopefully we'll see you there if it happens. And it'll just be really fun. The Grand Clashes are good, and it was really nice to meet people. But I personally enjoyed the playing experiences in the bar a lot more than the playing experiences in the hall.
Yeah.
And I'd like to try and recreate that kind of informal, just learning how to play the game, chatting with people who have similar interests to you, and having time to talk. That's the worst thing about, because you meet all these lovely people at the Grand Clash. Met some lovely people, and it's literally like, we've just got to play, and then you kind of then go off in a different direction.
Yeah, it might not be quite so seeded and ranked and organised as like the Grand Clash, and it wouldn't be best of three. Probably be best of just single one-off games.
Probably, I think.
But with more time to play the game, so that people can enjoy the game experience more than
Yeah.
worrying about winning the games. 'Cause
Yeah.
I found, you probably say, Robin, I found that when I was playing the games, I was more worried about not screwing up, so that I had more of a chance of winning. When I was just lying to myself, really, I should have just concentrated on having fun.
I went straight in for the screwing up. Actually.
But then, yeah, if
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Exactly.
I enjoyed the games on Sundays so much more, because actually, if you did screw up,
Didn't
it
matter.
didn't
And
matter.
we'll probably have a prize for the winner, whoever wins the most points gets the most glory, or whatever that is. We'll definitely have something like that, but we'll try and get more other prizes in there that are a bit more left field, like
Yeah.
I don't know if you can
I'd
do-
like to have. I'd like to do one for the most thematically interesting warband.
Yeah,
That was quite a cool prize.
we'll have to have one for best selfie. So that when you take a selfie with your opponent,
Yeah,
post that up, and
definitely.
I reckon we should also have a jammiest and most unlucky opponent, so you can if your opponent
You can vote for your that's
exactly.
a good idea.
If somebody ends up with lots and lots of votes for being really unlucky, they'll get a prize for being the unluckiest player.
And shots for anybody who screws Peerless Fighter. Oh no.
And I'm sure there's a function on Underworlds DB where you can see how popular your cards are. I can't find it right now.
There is the
I'm
hot
sure-
car. Hot. It's the little flames, isn't it?
Yeah, so I reckon we need to do a not hot winner. So whoever has the deck with the least
bit harsh.
cards in.
You're the
Gets a
least hot
prize.
winner.
But we have, whoever has the least number of hot cards in their deck, they'll get a prize as well. That kind of thing.
How many firstborn children am I going to have to sacrifice in order to get a dice tray? Hopefully you only have one firstborn child.
Maybe. Well, it could be a twin. It could be twins.
But hopefully none. I can't remember. I bought mine. I think mine was either £12 or £13. So hopefully it'll be a similar price. I don't know. Don't know what postage we like, depending on where you live in the world. But so hopefully it'll be a similar price, and you can all have hours of fun, lovingly rolling your dice into the dice tray.
And they fold down flat and stuff like that. So they're made of very nice neoprene materials. So they're nice and hard wearing and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
I mean,
If you decide with rubbish, you can just turn it over and use it as a mouse mat.
Yep, there is that too. Or use it to store your spit, because it's fairly waterproof.
Yes, I've always wondered where I was going to store my spit.
Well, I mean, the spittoon is just so clunky, and you carry it around everywhere.
Nice, that's a really nice idea. The player with the least hot car should be called the coolest player.
I like that. Right, we're going to use that one.
That's it.
Yep.
Ishbek, you're in.
Yeah, I like that one. So something like that. We just want to go with having fun, and we'll have lots of prizes out there. So you don't have to worry about whether you're going to be the first. It's not about winning glass at the end of it all. It's going to be, hopefully we'll have lots of different prizes going on. This is assuming it happens, of course.
Yes,
It's in our heads.
It is very much a pipe dream at the moment,
Yes.
but
I have
it's
already
progressing
been
slowly. So
I have already been given permission to attend it though. So
okay,
yeah.
brilliant.
So let's go back. Let's go back to a few more questions. We haven't really talked much about the Ogors either, so we'll probably talk about them in a moment. Somebody asked us if we got anything planned for the Agents Sigmar anniversary, but that's not till September.
Yeah, it's October the 7th.
October, yep, sorry, yep. But we might be looking to do something on Patreon for our Patreon anniversary, because we'll be coming up to 2 years on Patreon soon. So
I think they asked another question, didn't they, about another tier level?
Yes, they did. They also said
It's almost like those two questions are linked.
it was. Are there any plans for having higher tiers on Patreon? For anybody who isn't a Patreon supporter doesn't know about it, we have 3 tiers at the minute. There's $2 where you get all your games ad free and a week early. $5 where you get the same thing. You also get your name at the end of all our credits, and we also try and get some extra 2 or 3 extra games in a month that are for that level only, and they never appear on YouTube. And the $10 and up level, where you get all of the stuff prior, and you also get to have a say in pretty much all our games. You can decide
Yeah.
what we play, how we play it. If you've got decks you want to see us play, all of that kind of stuff. Our $10 get to make those decisions.
And we're heading towards live games as well, aren't we? We're heading to the number where we start delivering live games, which would be interesting. We better learn how to do that before
we're only $20,
before
$30 away from
before we hit that.
as well.
And I think, and everybody gets access to the Patreon. Is that right?
Yeah.
The Patreon, the Discord. So the Discord, sorry.
Everybody
so
gets
we chat on Patreon, but we also have a nice little community on Discord now. Which those of you who are patrons who aren't on there, I would encourage you to join, because it's we talk about some quite sensible stuff, I think.
Yes, we do.
And some quite silly stuff too.
Like Matt's new
Matt's new idea for So I say sensible stuff. It's all drivel.
It is, yeah. But it's quite fun, and we put stuff on there quite often. And yeah, so there's those 3 levels, and there's a question of, is there going to be another level? We are contemplating another level, so we might again roll that out in the future, start having discussions about.
They're a terrible band. Another level. I can't remember what their hit was. Anyway,
was it another level? I don't think it was another level. I think
was it not
something else.
Level 42? No.
I mean, they were a terrible band.
I used to like a bit of Level 42 back in the day. Bit before your time, though, I think.
They definitely weren't at the top of their game when I was listening.
No.
Started getting into music, at least, that's for sure.
No, they're not.
After 40 people watching us again tonight. Hello, everybody who's joined us. Thank you for coming along. We might as well talk a little bit more about the Ogors right now, because we've prattled on about a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, I was hoping nobody noticed that I didn't know anything about them, really. Carry on. Yes, please do. Please bring them up again.
Oh, good.
You're like the kids.
Talk about them again, are you?
Like the kids when they keep bringing up stuff you don't want to talk about.
Yeah, well, they don't do that. They always manage to pick
Stop talking about Nana. Shh.
Inopportune times. We don't say that in front of the vicar, do we, Simon? No, we don't. Shut up. So
another level was a band. Thank you, Ed.
Another level. Was it another level?
Yeah.
I always trust on Ed to help you out with random weird stuff like that.
Mark is playing Warhammer Underworlds Online. Listening to this, could life be better? I can think of a couple of ways, but this is a family show, so I'm not going to say what they are.
Well, you could be playing one of us. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We have got some keys now, so we will be downloading that at some point in the next day or two, and hopefully be streaming some games. Unfortunately, I've got to go over Robin's house at some point now and work out how to set his machine up so he can stream games on his machine.
Everything is a band if you look hard enough. Yes, everything.
That's true. So, Ogre cards. Going through some of the cards that are coming out, warband specific ones and generic ones that are quite cool. I mean, there's Unexpected Cunning, which is a surge, and it's brilliant. It's Ogre only, and you get 1 glory immediately after playing your 3rd or subsequent power card. Not power card. So it's just, I mean, I think somebody commented online, which is basically score this if you're playing Underworlds. I mean, I don't know if they've done that because they think the Ogres are going to be a bit hard to score.
I don't know.
Looking through the rest of them, I mean, do shout out in the comments if there are any particular cards that you've seen about bouncing around that you think are really nice. Do shout them out as well. Syntax error, yes, we were right about the plastic colour for the Ogres. Yes, we were. Icy blue we went with.
Score this immediately if in an activation if there are 3 or more friendly fighters adjacent to the same enemy fighter. That's an interesting one. I struggled to score that kind of card with the Gits, so I think it might not be that easy to score with these guys.
I really struggle with that. One of the best cards in it, with just the picture alone, is Surprising Competence, which is a surge. Score immediately when your friendly Noblar takes a enemy fighter out of action, and the little phrase for it is, I know, yeah, I even surprised myself.
I do feel like some of these cards are pretty hard to score, actually.
I mean, they've been given their own version of Annihilation. I'm just not sure that you'd ever go with that. No,
exactly. Somebody asked way up the thread, I think before the Underworlds people came online, saying that do you think this season there's more repeats, more kind of like faction repeats of cards that already exist? And I think there probably are. There's quite a few already, like obviously Despoilers and Temporary Victory, and the other guys, the Grimwatch, have got their own equivalent version of it. And then there's Annihilations cropped up here, and I feel like there are others I've seen today. I can't remember what any of them are now, of course. But I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing. He was saying about it means you can double up, but I find there's definitely one. I was thinking, well, you could double up, would be quite good, but actually, I think because the ogres get one for destroying an objective, don't they?
Ooh, do they?
I'm sure I've seen that.
Nice.
Where's it gone? Sorry, I'm looking.
I know they have
through
two
them.
different ways of getting rid of objectives.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
So
Score this immediately when your warband removes a feature token from the battlefield or flips a feature token.
Wow.
So, and there's quite a few ways to do that now, even without their own faction things.
Well,
So
are they all spells though?
No, there's things like lethal snares, who I think is a grime artist, there's lethal snares, and there's the other one. There's a ploy, I think.
Oh, there is a ploy. Yes, I was talking about it the other day on Discord. See, it's worth.
I was thinking you could do that with there's the old Nightvault one as well, which is the same, but it's not just flips. You do have to remove it. But I was thinking, actually, if you have them both, then you might potentially find yourself having to do it twice, which could be problematic. I mean, it's great if you have both in hand at the same time and you can score them simultaneously. If you don't, it could be annoying. So it's not always a no-brainer to double up. Things like temporary victory and their equivalents, I think, are because they're, especially for Grimwatch, they're pretty reliable to score whenever you get them.
Yeah.
We also haven't talked about, Pete, the LVO results.
Oh yes. Yes, the
where
LVO results.
Our lovely patron Aman and great ambassador of the game came so close to taking a clean sweep of all the events.
Nearly won 3 days solid. I don't think anybody else has ever come close to something like that.
Yeah, well, he won the first 2 skirmishes and then lost in the Grand Clash at the end. To Grimwatch.
Grimwatch.
Yeah.
So Grimwatch have won 3 major events now. Well, not 3 major events, but they've won. They've won
3 Grand Clashes. I don't know if it's the last 3, but it probably wasn't the last 3. But they've won 3 Grand Clashes.
Because they won back in December, didn't they, or November, or
October? It was.
That's it.
Yeah, Michael Carlin won with them.
He won with them in October.
So they won last weekend and the weekend before.
And and they won all 3 of the days.
Yes.
Which is a bit.
It didn't win the other ones. I did think we were going to have to ban Aman from the meta at one point, or at least restrict him, because I thought he was going to take the whole lot. But he won with
the final.
He won with Wild Hunt and Thorns. I think the other 2 events.
Yeah.
Well, hats off to him. He's a far better player than we are.
I don't know how.
I am. Sorry, I shouldn't talk for you, Pete.
Well, I'm pretty crap too. I don't know why he supports us on Patreon, but God bless him, he does, and I love him for it. But I don't know if we're just doing all of the showing him how to not play them, so he can then just get that out of his system and move on to someone else. Ed has to catch up at 5:30 in the morning. Oof. Well, we'll see you tomorrow, dude.
Okay.
We're not going to be online much longer. It's already 11:20. Just noticed the time. I have noticed the Ogors have another objective. It's a scorecard for 1 glory. And basically, if you push somebody so that they're now next to your fighter, you get a glory. And that's just easy mode.
It's glory for doing what you want to be doing anyway.
Exactly. I mean, which
is kind of, I think, where the Beastgrave warbands and where the better warbands come up trumps. In that, actually, there's like Grimwatch, and to a lesser extent from Nightvault, the Curse Breakers. You're getting spells you're getting glory for doing what you want to do anyway, if you see what I mean. It's kind of like, well, I'm doing this and I'm going to score glory for it at the same time. They tend to be the top tier warband, so maybe it's only 1. Does it score immediately?
It is a surge one, yeah. There's other ones that are like uncontested, where we talked about, where you have to hold 2 objectives and your opponent holds none. I'm unsure about that, because it's 3 glory. That seems a bit easy, but at the same time you have got to stop your opponent standing on any, and that could be nearly impossible depending on what
it's going to make mischievous spirits more useful than
definitely.
Don't Iron Souls Condemners also have an objective? They do, but I think you've got to it's got to be knockback. It's got to be an attack with knockback and pushes them into, so you can't just direct them like Ishpek. You have to actually use the attack. Oh yeah, Rob's just confirmed that. Jeff's downloading it and struggling to do so on his clunky laptop.
Rising Power just seems like an auto include for casty warbands.
Yeah.
Cast a spell and you roll 3 or more dice. I mean, Eyes and Curse Breakers are going to take that, I would have thought.
Yeah. With cycle cards out, I think they have to repeat a bit more. Yeah, I would agree with that. Although the things like Annihilation that they've repeated don't need to be. They don't cycle out, do they? Because they're in every event, they're in every season. And Steve Key, I don't know if it was you who said it further up, and we missed the comment. I did read it, but I didn't talk about it. He wants to sort of see Hrothgar eat Moloch, because there is a card for you can, if you kill somebody, you can eat them.
You gain
and
2 glory if they
some
have
health.
4 wounds or more.
Yeah, 2 health, isn't it, rather than glory?
Yeah.
But that would be cool.
There's also the card in here, the ploy, which is, I can't remember what it's called, Uneasy Alliance or Truce or something, and you draw 2 power cards and your opponent draws 1, which is, I think, is potentially quite a good card. That means you've got
and there's a faction-specific equivalent, isn't there? Or not equivalent, there's a faction-specific one. You take an action and draw a power card, 2 power cards.
Yep.
So it's all that to the end, which is quite hard to score at the moment, is becoming easier to score. Interesting. I wonder if people will start taking it more. It's an interesting card. I think it screwed me up at the Grand Clash. I didn't play it very well, but I think it's an interesting card. If it's becoming easier to score, I think we'll start seeing it more and more.
Ed's posted a link on Discord to another level group, the Wikipedia article. Thank you very much, Ed. I've noticed that.
So you've gone to bed.
I have. I think you might have done that before you went to bed.
On Discord. Sorry,
on Discord. Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
I have noticed that the Ogors have a Warband specific card, which is reduce the damage by 1. Hunter only, but that's it's only going to go on the 2 people you want it to go on anyway. So that's pretty nice.
Yeah. Jeff was right. Unexpected fall, where you get glory for killing someone with any gambit, is great for Magic. Yes, and they've got another one where if you roll I can't remember. It's to do with 3 dice.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Isn't it just if you roll 3 dice for a spell? I think that's a nice spell, a nice card. I think Andrew will like those cards. I've understood what you meant now, Jeff. I thought there was a card called Magic Help, but I couldn't remember what it was. I think Andrew will like those cards.
There's a nice Ogre card, which is basically a range 1 and 2 attacks gets Ensnare. Which when you put that on the cat, it'll have Cleave and Ensnare when he's ensnared.
Yeah, I saw that. Isn't there an upgrade and a ploy?
That was the upgrade. There might be a ploy as well. But
I feel like there's a ploy, which is obviously the next attack action. I think it's a hunter-specific one. I can't remember whether it's universal or just for them.
There's a brilliant card called Plucky Pear, which has probably the longest piece of quoted text ever, and it's just basically single assists are successful for this fighter's attack and defense rolls. It's for Lugget and Thwack, and it's just this long running bit about obviously him trying to direct the person below, like left a bit, now the other left, all this kind of stuff, and then at the end it's like, now take this, you lanky git.
It says here, score this immediately after a friendly fighter casts a spell and you rolled 3 or more dice in the casting roll. It's cast as in black, so it's a bold. This is rising power. Does that mean they have to be successful? Does cast mean it has to be successful, or do you cast it and then it fails or succeeds? I can't remember exactly which. Easiest glory, Force will ever score. Somebody's commented on Facebook. Somebody else has commented. It's old Gerard the Professor. I think good thing Cursebreakers needed some help.
Yeah, that's true. I've just seen this one Ogre upgrade, which is -2 move, +2 wounds. So they don't need to spend a restricted.
Yeah, that's the one I was saying. It's the sudden growth equivalent. Depending on how they play, I think you might have to be quite skillful to make that work, maybe, or just get in the middle of the board. But they would be would be reasonably easy to avoid them. I think.
Yeah.
What movement's he got? I meant to check. I forgot to look. Is he 3 or is he 4?
I think he's 3.
He's 3. Yeah, I thought he probably would be. I've got him here actually.
I mean, there's a brilliant ploy, which is if
he's 4. He's
4?
movement 4. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow.
It's a brilliant card.
It's really nice.
If he's even 2 movement, it's pretty good.
Yep, and they've got a reaction, which is if he misses his attack, basically he can make another attack, but that's only your leader.
Right.
They have some very nice looking cards. Now this could be the classic thing of they're new, so they immediately look imbalanced. And actually once you start playing them, it's not that bad. But
I don't feel like they're imbalanced. I feel like they could be really good, but I think, and this is where I'm going to fall down, I think you're going to have to be quite a good player to get the best out of them. You're going to have to be on your game. Because I think they've definitely. Sorry.
So we're out there.
Well, exactly. Yeah, I think you could easily lose the Noblars, and I think they're very weak, but they're quite integral to the success of the Warband. I think. So we'll see.
They do have a move all your Noblars 2 hexes card, which is
Okay.
that'll be
Oh,
useful.
excuse me.
That's right. I was just
It's
yawning
almost
then.
like
Good
it's
morning.
bedtime.
It's almost like it's past my bedtime.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean they've just got a lot of really nice looking cards. The warband's nice and thematic for me. I love all the little. None of the fighters within the warband do anything too ridiculous on their own, but they've got some nice potential synergies going on there.
Syntax error is off. So goodbye, syntax error.
Goodbye. Thank you for joining us.
Rob
Thank you
Watson
for
just said
tuning in.
4. I can't remember what that. Oh, that's his movement. That's the movement. Yes. Yeah.
Not enough cards to get multiple activations at the ogre could be true, and that could be their downfall. But they do have the cat, so the cat is a good proxy for doing damage.
Yeah, maybe. Reals.
So the question is, next week, do people want to see us play some Warhammer Underworlds instead of doing a live thing, or doing like a Warhammer Underworlds evening and
online,
just chit-chatting? Yeah.
Do
we do that? What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments.
It's hard to chat. It's hard to chat and play. I found when we did it last time about general stuff.
Yes.
But I'm happy to do a stream if we can get to play each other. That might be the tricky bit.
Yes, that is true. Although, I mean, if we both go on and we both sign at the same time, it might be okay.
Might be,
But we could try that. If people are interested, do let us know in the comments below, or right now in the chat if you're still in there. So, do you want to see that? Or, I mean, the Nurgle will be out later this week. I feel like by next Tuesday they're going to be old news.
Nurgle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be pre-ordered this week.
Then we'd have played with them and given our view and opinion.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. But yeah, overall, I'm loving the look of the Ogors. I think they're going to have some brilliant stuff in there. There are some potentially very nasty cards, but I think these guys could be the answer to the Grimwatch Rampage right now.
They do seem like they've got the opportunity to shut them down. Jeff has made the very good point that if he gets poisoned or something similar, they could get shut down. That's the problem with having it. They are a bit all eggs in one basket.
I mean that's the nature of these.
But you have got the cat. At least when you played Modern, there was no alternative. The cat at least can cause some damage.
You have bad squid.
The temporarily incapacitated.
Yeah,
and the trap itself is pretty nasty if you can place it right.
If you offset the boards and then have a lethal hex sitting there and that's sitting down as well, you'd be like, come at me, bro. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, Thrafnir, once he gets going, he's pretty tough. You're going to want to try and get the Ogre in to inspire everybody, though, I feel. And that could be their downfall. But, I mean, once he's inspired, he's rolling 3 hammers, 3 damage.
Yeah, I think I might run Blazing Soul to start off with.
Yeah, possibly. And the other benefit he has as well, obviously, his weapon is a range 3 attack. So it's only 2 swords, but he gets a re-roll because of the Noblar, as long as you keep that nearby.
Yeah. Can you just strap the Noblar into his own trap? I guess so.
Yeah, well, I think the description just says, does it say enemy fighter or does it just say fighter?
I'm not sure.
It says, after an activation, if there is no friendly trap model on the battlefield, and this fighter has no charge token, place a friendly trap model in any adjacent empty hex and give this fighter a charge token. If another fighter is pushed into, or is placed in that trap's hex, that fighter is dealt 2 damage and the trap's removed. So it doesn't say enemy fighter, it's just fighter.
Because that is a problem with it, actually. You put the trap down and then you could be distracted into it.
That'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
That would be brilliant.
Yeah. It says another fighter other than himself. Yes. Another. Yeah.
You could also, by the same measure though, you could run him forwards, place the trap, and then distract somebody onto it. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If you've got distraction or similar cards in hand.
And I think there's already going to be a thing about when it says another fighter, does that mean he can't? Or does it just mean any? Because it just says if another fighter moves into or is pushed into it. So
yeah, so that means does that mean he can go over it then? That was probably going to require an FAQ, isn't it? But
It's-
at the moment as it stands, he could go through his own trap, which kind of makes sense if he set the trap.
Yeah, I guess, and I think overall the FAQ will probably say yes, it doesn't include him either, but that'll be another thing where, because they haven't specifically put on the card, Bushwhacker does not take damage from his own trap or whatever. People will want to know for definite, so
Yeah.
that'll have to be FAQ, I think. But yeah, it does look like he can't be damaged by his own trap. That's the way it goes.
So it's certainly an interesting mechanic.
Yeah,
It's effectively a 2 wound lethal hex.
and it also is it would make sense that he can't be damaged either, because people would just distract him straight into the trap he's now standing right next to, which kind of makes sense.
I like the idea. I like the idea of being able to run through a lethal hex, put the trap down, and then distract him into it to score martyred.
That would be quite funny, yeah.
So run through a lethal hex, score calculated risk, and then score martyred. That would. But anyway,
so we are probably going to have to call it a night here now, because
I think so, because I'm burbling and my brain's gone.
Yeah. But frankly, that was the same about an hour ago.
Harsh.
So do let us know in the comments below if you'd like to see us play Underworlds live next week instead of our normal stream and chat.
Tuesday night stream, yes. Yeah, and then tomorrow we are going to be playing with the new warbands.
Yeah.
Because they arrived. They're behind me here. No, the other way. They're behind me over here. There they are. And we're going to, we're going to play with those. I've got to make them tomorrow, and I guess we'll play faction decks tomorrow, Pete.
Yeah, I think
we'll see which cards work, which cards don't. I think the ogres might struggle because I'm not sure their faction cards work that well together. They ain't the Grimwatch in that respect.
Okay.
So yeah.
Cool. Rightio. Well, we shall see you soon in the. Let me start that one again. We'll see you soon in the Beast Grave, and we'll see you soon online.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.
Oh, and I also meant to say thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you for Warhammer Underworlds Online for tuning in and answering questions. That was absolutely awesome. Very unexpected. Thank you for the keys. That is frankly brilliant.
Yes.
And we'll be playing that soon. So we'll see you soon, guys.
Cheers, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.